G'day and welcome to Traces of Nuts. My name's Tori and I will be your pilot this evening. There are no air stewards, so if you're hungry or thirsty and you didn't bring your own, bad luck. I just finished my first day in my new job without the partners there to hold my hand. I don't have any receipts to prove I've just had my first day at work. You'll just have to believe me. No receipts. Hashtag no receipts. That is the way of the YouTubes in 2021. I'm just going to go live just to have a chat while I drive. See if anyone's got any exciting news. Just hang out, you know, all that sort of stuff. Lovely day here in Hobart Town today. We got to a top of about 20. Which way am I going to go? I'll go this way. Top of, I think, about 24 today. Degrees Celsius. That is not Fahrenheit. Oh, my one little lurker came and went. That's unfortunate. I have to get organised and do meal prepping and all that sort of stuff now that I'm a working gal. I took a packed lunch with me today, though, and I'm grateful because I was so busy. So busy. I wanted to know if the no receipts saga's still going on. For those of you in the drama, true crime communities, the thing that's gripped us all in the last week or so has been receipts. God damn it, my lurker left again. Oh well, it's just me and the traffic. Here's a little observation I made. People who get stuck in traffic and they say, oh my God, the traffic is so bad, it sucks. It's like you realise you are part of the traffic too, right? It's not just every other person that owns a car where you live is deliberately clogging the city streets to make your life hell. You are actually part of the traffic just by virtue of the fact that you're in it. This could be a pretty average live if nobody joins me. Not that there's anything exciting I want to talk about. I think my job is going to be very challenging in a good way. Certainly got me using my brain again in a new way, a new area of law that I haven't practiced in for a very long time. I cannot fault anyone in the firm that I'm working for. Like, people are just going above and beyond to be incredibly helpful. But I can't believe how quickly the day went as well. Like, it flew. It flew. Lots of induction and training still going on for me and will be for a while. Hey, Serenity B. My day was good. I survived it. I had one of the partners had a video call with me at about 4 o'clock, and he's like, how's it going? I said, well, I'm still here. I haven't run away in fear. How's your job now that you're in your third week? Look at this pretty, what is it, Tuesday evening in Hobart Town. It's a fun time when you start a job, but it's really exhausting, isn't it? Because the learning curve is so steep. And I was getting emails from people with really curly questions that I was like, I have no fucking idea. Let me see if I can find out an answer for you. So I started ringing people and starting to make some connections, and yeah, it's pretty exciting. But my brain's just like, oh, this part of my brain hasn't been used for a while. It's nice that it's working still. Oh, you've got tomorrow off. That's nice. So is your job part-time as well? I'm only Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the moment for the next 3 weeks. But I think it's pretty obvious already that 3 days a week is going to be more realistic just with the file load I've already got. And it's not an over the top file load, but it's like the ideal file load for 3 days a week. So trying to get it all done in 2 days is going to be pretty tricky. But 3 days is sort of the perfect number of days. Hey, Francesca. Hey, old woman. Show me the receipts. Oh, it is 5 days a week, but you've got tomorrow off. Yeah, I'm only 2 days a week for the next 3 weeks, just till I sort of settle in, because a lot of the start of this job and working for this firm, because it's all paperless and everything's online, and they use about 7 different programs that all communicate with each other, but they all have separate functions. So sort of learning all of that's pretty full on. And then I'm actually seeing my first client tomorrow morning, so like I'm straight into it. But that's the best way to learn, isn't it? Baptism by fire. Yeah, I don't work weekends either, but next week I'm actually going to be working Wednesday and Thursday because Birdie's funeral, it looks like it'll be on Monday. Which I am grateful for that, because it gives everyone a bit of breathing space just to get everything organised for her send off and, make it as lovely as possible. I'll give her mum a call when I get home, because she had a meeting today about the service and stuff, and see what's been organised. She's amazing. She's probably pretty exhausted. She's describing herself as being like a rag doll at the moment. It's pretty full on, but I'm now in a messenger group with all of Birdie's friends who were in the same year as her at school, and they're all posting photos and sharing memories and telling stories, because when I do the eulogy, I really want to tell everybody else's stories. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, old woman. Happy birthday to you. Keep celebrating till the next one. That's what I've been saying to all of my friends since we got to the big 50, is celebrate your birthday till the next one rolls around. There's much to celebrate. It will be a beautiful service. It's just getting it all organised and all coming together. Don't forget to write in caps too, Groovers. The traffic's quite heavy at this time of day, so I will be able to look occasionally, probably not while I'm going over the bridge. Yeah, the name Birdie, it's cute, huh? And I have to do another apology. I did apologise in my comments, but to Aussie Vic, because I don't know who she was talking about, but there's another Birdie, and she saw my live the other day and saw R.I.P. Birdie, R.I.P. Mem, R.I.P. Kim for Kim Lowry, and she was like, "Please tell me that's not Birdie, somebody." I can't even think Birdie Reed possibly, and I was like, "No, no, no, different Birdie." I did mention in my live it was an old friend of mine, but poor girl, I gave her a bit of a fright because then she was trying to contact this other Birdie, and that other Birdie wasn't getting back to her, and I certainly didn't want to cause anyone any upset. That's the last thing I wanted to do. So sorry again, Aussie Vic. Thank you for being so gracious when I messaged. But yeah, do a bit of happy birthday stuff while I traverse this bridge because this is not the time to be reading comments. Hey, you got to thank me too, old woman. Oh, you did. Sorry. I can't read chat. There's no dividers on this type of bridge. It's pretty airy. I don't mind driving over it, but people look at it and go, wow, 5 lanes of traffic and you're all just cruising along together. I like being in this lane. Coming in this morning was interesting because I have to learn, what time I need to leave home by and what the traffic's like. And I worked out that my sister, who stays with me quite a bit, she said, "Oh, if you leave by 7:30, you'll be right." But I ended up getting in the worst lane because the bridge to like now is 3 lanes out of town, but in the morning it's 3 lanes going in. So the lane I'm driving on now in the morning is going in the opposite direction. And I got in that lane and I ended up in this really long line of cars that wasn't moving very quickly at all, while the other 2 lanes were. So I know that I've got to stay in the middle lane heading into town, or the inside lane, but not that middle lane. People who do that flick my tit that they aren't organised enough to get in the right lane where they're going, that they just slam their brakes on and everyone's just got to like let them stop all of the traffic so they can get where they should be. Good old Tassie. We've probably got the worst drivers in Australia. Might be equal first place with Adelaide, where I've also spent half of my life. So I know how to pick the cities where the traffic is shite. Oh, it looks like I've frozen. God damn it. It'll come back. There's a black spot. I'm probably roboting and everyone's like, "Oh, this is the worst life ever." Hopefully I'll be back in range soon. Like even chat's frozen. I can't do anything about it. Worst life ever. Oh well, I'll keep talking in the off chance some of you are fluent in robot. That's a bit of a nuisance because I can't touch my phone when I'm driving. It's illegal in Tassie. You lose your license, you get a really nasty fine as well. So we're just forever stuck in time back on the Tasman Bridge. Bummer. I can't pull over for ages either, so are you going to be able to fix this for a while? Well, that live ended before it even took off. Bugger. It'll either come back on and chat or fly, or I'll be live till I get home and everyone will have moved on to greener pastures. Someone mentioned the other day when I was live how behind I was in chat, but I don't think people realise when you go live on your phone on StreamYard, it's not an app, it's the website that you're using, and you only can see 2 or 3 comments. If somebody writes a huge message, you only see 1 comment. And also StreamYard is really temperamental, so it comes on, it goes off. Like right now, it's frozen, and so many chat might fly, and there'll be 20 or 30 comments that I don't even see. And if you're driving, you can't scroll back and see what you've missed. So if anyone can still hear me, I do apologise whenever I do these lives that, I'll look at chat when I can and I'll answer what I can, but it's not like when I'm sitting in my living room and I'm reading chat and getting everyone's comments on the screen, at least 10 comments. When you're in the car and you're using the StreamYard website, the functionality is pretty average. I don't really want to pull off this highway either because it's everyone's heading home from work and I get sort of stuck in traffic as it is without adding another 10 minutes to my trip home because I've pulled out somewhere to sort out this friggin'. Oh, what a shame. Oh well. The main issue I've got now is I don't know if anyone's still with me or not. I don't know whether to keep talking or whether I just put the radio on and let you all listen to me singing really badly. I did want to have a bit of a chat about some people on YouTube who were very unhappy with me because I dared to talk about a story that's in the news and public, and everyone's having a bit of fun with it because the girl that's on the run after breaking out from home detention is named after a song of the band, and there's been a lot of frivolity. I tried to do a live the other day and all sorts of things went wrong with it, and I ended up trying to do like not a parody, but like a fake news story. Not that it's fake news, but do like a news story, but make it funny, and it just didn't work. And I was going to hide it, and then I didn't. But anyway, the sister of this girl who's on the run told me it was very disrespectful. And I was going to ask her to clarify if she meant disrespectful, like breaking out of home detention, disrespectful, or disrespectful because me, along with every other Australian, has been highly amused by this case. But she obviously had sent some of her friends along to have a crack at me as well, and I had just made the decision to private the video because, Birdie died and I don't want to get into a YouTube fight with people, so I thought I'll just take it down or private it and move on. I just made that call. I was like, no, I just want a lot of loving energy right now. I don't need bad energy, and this is inviting bad energy, so I just privated it. I meant no harm. Just so you know, the sister and friends that were leaving messages under that video, I'm not the only person. The fact that you had to, absolutely dig to the bowels of YouTube to even find my video about it, fair call. I'm sure that it's giving you the shits, but you had to go to fairly great extremes to even find my thing. That time might be better spent finding your sister, just saying, but in all fairness, I certainly didn't do it to hurt people, and I'm sorry that your sister's name has invoked a lot of hilarity online, even on the official South Australian Police Force's Facebook page. But all I can say is if you've never called anyone a Karen, then you've got a right to be upset. But I suspect you have called people Karens, and based on your comments, because it was your sister, it's not funny. So does that mean you can call people Karens, but if you had a sister called Karen, you'd be upset and offended? It's a bit of a double standard, just saying. Oh, you guys, okay. You are. I booted myself to come back because the whole thing's been frozen for me the whole time. And I had a moment of not moving, so I stopped and booted myself and came back in. You should have me back now. There's a slight delay, but I should be back. So sorry, I would have probably missed a heap of chat. Looks like I went a bit tinny for a while there. Throw up a number 1 in chat if I'm back and you can hear me and it doesn't sound like shite. Otherwise, I'm happy to just end this live and... Hey, Kylie. So it sounds like you were able to hear me even though my screen was frozen, and that's interesting because, yeah, for me it was frozen at 10 minutes and 38 seconds. Chat was frozen. Hey, Kylie. Thank you for letting me know that. I don't know if my Bluetooth is interfering with the sound as well. It didn't make a noise like it. Hey, Serenity B, thanks for the 1. It didn't sound like it. I've been at work all day and my phone was nowhere near my Bluetooth speaker, so it usually disconnects. But if the sound is shit, it's probably more to do with internet than anything else. But yeah, Kylie, I had some comments from, pardon me, the older sister of Kaysan Cox, who had a dig at me and said, wow, this content's original. Well, fuck me dead. I mean, all of Australia that knows about this case, everyone in Australia who knows about this case has made a cold chisel Kaysan reference or some other cold chisel reference, like, and she's probably copped it her whole life. I could have gone into this massive discussion with this girl about names and how there's very few names you can give your kids that don't invoke some sort of stirring or whatever. And yeah, I was going to use the Karen example. I was going to go, so what, you've never called someone a Karen? And are people who have sisters called Karen expected to get upset because someone's making fun of their sister's name? Her name is funny as fuck. Hey, Trixie Tension. You went out and came back. I know, I was excited because I had like 6 people. I was like, woohoo, this is getting exciting. And then, boom, my end froze. But it's interesting to know you guys could still hear me. Was it still moving? Like, were you still getting moving pictures, or were we just all seeing me frozen on the bridge? G'day, Groovers. I think her name is funny as fuck too, but in a good way, you know, like... And Mel said she's got a friend or she knows someone who's got a daughter called Kaysan in Western Australia, and I bet that Kaysan cops jokes as well. Yeah, I know a Karen who's not a Karen at all. She's lovely. But then, funny enough, I was chatting to a really good friend of mine who rang to check in on me with the whole birdie thing the other night, and we were talking about sisters and things that they do to, give you the shits. And she's got a couple of sisters, and I was like, which sister are you talking about? And she's like, Karen. And I went, oh, of course it's Karen. But Kim doesn't get all butthurt if someone calls somebody a Karen, and her Karen is a Karen. But another friend of mine who's a Karen is not a Karen. And there's a Karen I work with who's Karen with the C, and she's absolutely gorgeous. So it was still moving. How weird. It was completely frozen for me. But yeah, and then obviously this girl, who has an unusual name as well, like her family's obviously into unusual names, got, other people to come and leave comments as well. And it was like, I just made the call. I went, no, I've just lost another really gorgeous friend. And fair enough, Oh, they were threatening legal action too. I hope you're ready to face legal proceedings for this along with everybody else. And I thought, well, considering the bulk of the people that are following this case have been making those comments on the SA Police Facebook page, are you going to go after SAPOL as well for, you know what I mean? I mean, it'd be quite an interesting court case. I'd love to go to court and get berated for quoting Cold Chisel song lyrics. I mean, seriously. I think it'd be pretty hard to prove it's defamation when you are literally just quoting lyrics from a song. Hey, Scout Inquirer. I'm just driving home from my first day at work. I'm finding out what time I have to leave home in the morning and also what time I'll get home. To Precious Biscuit, who's most unhappy when I'm getting ready in the morning and she knows I'm going to go to work. Like yesterday I didn't work, but my nephew James was inducted as one of the leaders for Year 12 at his school as a captain, house captain. And so I got up pretty much the same sort of time that I normally would be getting up to go to this job. And admittedly, I got home at about 1 o'clock, so it wasn't like I was gone for the whole day. And I spent lots of time with her, but I'm glad I'm going straight home because I often have a meeting on a Tuesday night. So Tuesdays are actually going to be quite stressful for her because I'm going to be probably heading straight to the meeting after work, and yeah, it'll be a long day. Poor Biscuit. Yes, Kylie, there's a massive difference in traffic today because schools have gone back. Oh, I swear to God. My friends who are parents, when schools go back, they're like, it's the most wonderful time of the year. And for people who don't have kids, it's when school holidays start and the traffic on the road is cut by like 70%. We're all like, it's the most wonderful time of the year. It's fucking insane how different the traffic is here. I know that it's pretty consistent all over the world, that the traffic gets worse when schools go back. But because this is such a small place and when schools are out on holidays, it's a pretty cruisy drive in and out. Like it takes me 35 minutes to get into town when it's school holidays. But this morning I left home at 7:30. Admittedly, I did get in a shitty lane, which I've made a mental note to never get in that lane again. But it ended up being like an hour and 10 minutes. So, it's a massive difference. You notice it. I hope she's happy to see me scout. She hasn't become that vindictive cat that's like, fuck you, I'm going to do a poo on your bed. So send out good vibes that Biscuit doesn't suddenly have a thought at 10 years of age that she can start to do horrible things to punish me. I'll be happy to see her too. I feel I mean, obviously with my job, it's exciting and new and busy. So I didn't have a moment today of I miss Biscuit, but I do. We've had a lot of time together, and I'm grateful for that because rescuing an animal and having that time to let her settle in and really bond well with her. And I mean, the difference in her now from when I first got her, where she was just like attacking me every chance she got and trying to work out how to escape and just being, just poor little girl, she'd been surrendered 3 times before, all of that sort of stuff. So it's so lovely, and we've got such a close friendship now. It's actually very sweet, and I'm really grateful for that. But yeah, it's a bit of an adjustment for both of us, but she'll realise, it'll become a routine for her soon. Although I'm mucking it up next week because I'm working Wednesday and Thursday instead of Tuesday and Wednesday. One of the partners was like, would you like to work Wednesday, Thursday so that you get a day off in between Birdie's funeral and coming back to work, which was so sweet of him. And I was like, that'd be lovely, thank you, because I think I really will need that day off. Um, there will be an exceptional send-off for her in a very big wake, no doubt about it. Not that I drink, but it will still be nice to just have a day in my PJs and just, spend a bit of time with Biscuit and not have to get up in the morning and head into work. So it was very thoughtful of him to let me shift my days next week. Honestly, not only is this job perfect for me, but the people that I'm working for are perfect for me too. I'm accelerating a bit now, so I can't read chat, but I did see something about Kylie's cat doing a shit in the shed because she left for 2 hours. Oh my God. Yeah, Biscuit so far has been such a sweetheart. I can't complain. But my old tabby cat, Oliver, oh my God, he was capable of that. Yeah, we've got the blue skies and you've got the snow scout, but it's interesting. Like when I do road trips in winter, you'll see that. I mean, we may get a little bit of snow on Mount Wellington, which is the mountain behind Hobart, but we don't. It's very rare to get snow at sea level. Like it's a once every 4 or 5 years kind of thing, and it'll only happen for like a day, so it doesn't happen long enough for it to settle and have snow-covered streets for the next 3 weeks or anything like that. Even our winters are pretty mild, and Tassie's, well, people call it the coldest state in Australia, but there's other places like Canberra that get below zero, whereas we 0 degrees Celsius, which is 32 Fahrenheit, but we live, and Hobart itself rarely go below 0 Celsius or 32 Fahrenheit. So it's still a pretty mild winter. Hey Geraldine, good to see you, Gruber. I just went live to have some company on my drive home from my first day. It's a nice way to kill some time. I normally would listen to podcasts. I was like, no, fuck it. Go live, see how everyone is. Oh, I was going to talk about the no receipts thing, and I got sidetracked by the upset sister and friends of Kaysan Cox. But you have to choose your battles in life, right? And I ain't choosing battles on YouTube unless I'm invested. So, like the no receipts thing, I mean, I never donated to St. Jude's or Diane. I mean, I didn't actually really spend that much time on Diane's channel. It wasn't really my kind of thing. I'm a big believer that charity begins at home. And if I was going to donate to a charity, I'd be donating to an Australian charity or Tasmanian charity before I started donating to an American one. So I'm not invested in this at all in terms of, um, wanting to see receipts. But I just think it's kind of interesting that all of these channels that have been fighting with each other and ripping each other to shreds, they're all kind of like, it's all of them versus Diane's channel now. And I think it's kind of entertaining. I've got to admit it. The cooter has arrived. I was one of the original cooters. I've been very transparent about that. I mean, we were all outed, not by choice, but I had no say in it. But I fucking loved it. The whole point of Cooter originally was to make creators acknowledge us by saying, "G'day, so and so Cooter," and it was really good fun. And then it kind of got crazy popular, and some of the Cooters were really nasty. And it's like, no, 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 we're not nasty Cooters. We're nice Cooters. And I was really enjoying it because, there was this sort of mystery about who are the Cooters. And then, yeah, they started multiplying like gremlins. And a lot of the people that did it, that sort of became Cooters, were funny Cooters as well, which was great. They just more and more, and they were kind of like segueing and connecting with the other, like the OG Cooters, and keeping the storylines going, and it was great fun. And from a creative writing process, it was incredibly entertaining and fulfilling. But then some really nasty Cooters came along, and suddenly it was like, oh no, you're not really getting the vibe. You're giving the rest of us Cooters a bad name, and I'll have to Google. It seems like there's been some massive storms. So yeah, that was the demise of the Cooters, unfortunately. Because a lot of you won't know about a band in Australia called Tism, but they put out some pretty hilarious songs. They were all like wearing masks, and this is long before COVID, but they were all disguised. And this band called Tism kept putting out these songs that everyone's getting into because they were good songs, but they were also funny songs. Like they did a song called Greg the Stop Sign. They sang a song about a stop sign called Greg. But and they had another one, I'm on the Drugs That Killed River Phoenix. That's a pretty manic song. But there was mystery about them, and nobody knew who they were. There were rumours that they were lawyers and doctors and judges and all sorts of stuff. And it was part of the appeal of this band was the mystery. And for a while there, as a cooter, I felt like I was kind of in this YouTube equivalent of Tism. And it was super exciting. But I'll have to go back and see your comment, Cooter, Heimdall's Cooter, to see your origins. I saw the last bit that you weren't one of the Cooters. But it was, I like it when I see you because you remind me of a happy time on YouTube. So glad I was organised enough yesterday to fill my car up with petrol. one less thing to think about. You know, like, oh shit, I've got to get some fuel first thing in the morning. It's not good. But yeah, I'll go back through chat when I get home and see the cone. That's the one thing you were hearing me while I was frozen. But because we're using the StreamYard website when we go live on our phones, you only see 2 or 3 comments, and then if anyone else comments, it bumps the other one straight off the screen. Hello, beautiful blonde girl. I had a very good first day at work, and I know my job is going to be exciting and challenging. I can't believe how quickly it went. When the partner called in this afternoon, I was like, I haven't stopped since I got here. Like, even just learning how to do everything. And he said, hey, the fact that they do like a ring-in in the morning from all of the offices with cameras on. They just check in to see how you're doing. The fact that I managed to do that was, gold star. So they don't have crazy high expectations. But that being said, I'm seeing my first client tomorrow, and there's mountains of paperwork and documents for him to sign. So I'm super organised. I've printed all of that off and got it all buttoned up and worked out which bits he has to sign on some things and which bits he doesn't on others. And I had to organise a telehealth appointment for him and try and make that coincide with my appointment with him so he could have that while he was with me. But I haven't heard back from them, unfortunately. But, it'll all come together. Geraldine, you've written a very long paragraph. Oh, do I need to stop at Coles for any break? You've got the local lingo sorted. No, I won't be stopping at Coles. I've got, oh shit, I was going to stop at Coles. It doesn't matter. I've got some salad stuff and I've got so many freezer surprises. It's not funny, but I actually baked. I'm not meant to have it for dinner because it's carbs. But I think with bird dying, I'm just going to be kind to myself for the next 2 weeks and not worry too much. And I'll go back to my really super organised no carbs after 5 eating plan. But I baked some little chicken and brie pies yesterday. Oh, what was yesterday? Monday? No, Sunday. So I've got a couple of little pies and some salad. So that's what I'm having for dinner when I get home. I'll be home just after 6. Okay, so that's good to know. So I have to leave for work at 7:30, and I get home at about 6. Easy money. You can use caps to shout at me too, and I won't be live much longer. As soon as I get home, I'll be ending this because I feel guilty when I get home. Who was that? Was it you, Easy Money, asking about signs of little animals? There's one there for an echidna crossing. It's not an echidna crossing, but it's a reminder to look out for them. There's a lot of echidnas where I live. But yeah, I feel guilty because Biscuit knows that I'm home. She hears me pull into the driveway, so I don't like sitting in my car for too long. I want to get inside and see my little girl. And she used to have dinner at 5. Over summer, I've been extending it to like 5:30, but now that 6 o'clock is around that I'm getting home, that will now be her dinner time. I'll kick my shoes off, I'll make some dinner, and then I've got some phone calls to make just regarding Birdie's funeral, which looks like it'll be on Monday. And yeah, I've been added to a messenger group with all of her friends from school, and I've asked them to sort of share some funny stories, and because my eulogy is there'll be a very small bit about her and I reconnecting because we both ended up moving to this exquisite part of the state and how much we loved being down here. But I really want to fill in, from when we were at school together to when we reconnected. I really want to fill in the rest of her life with stories from her family and friends. And so, yeah, but I probably won't start putting her eulogy together till Thursday when I'm home. I think tonight I'm going to make dinner, call her mum, and spend some time with Biscuit, make a salad for lunch tomorrow, and work out what I'm going to wear tomorrow. I like doing that the night before and actually put on the outfit. I worked out what I was going to wear today, and when I put it on this morning, I'm like, oh, that doesn't fit quite the way it used to. Not badly, but I'm really ridiculous. Like, if the tiniest thing doesn't look right, I won't wear it. Casper, g'day. Oh, if only I could train Biscuit to cook me dinner. She's a little freeloader, that thing. She does nothing. She gives me a bit of love and affection when it suits her. She's a typical tabby, but yeah, it'd be great if I could train her to do some housework and have dinner on the table when I walk through the door. Just want to thank you guys again. How lovely you all are that you all chat and stuff. And yeah, please don't feel like when I'm driving that I'm not paying attention. I can't. So if there's ever something you wanted to ask me or something you said that I missed that you think I should know about, make sure you drop them in under the video because I do read them and I do reply. Not always within 5 minutes, but I do go into my comments and look at all the ones that I haven't replied to a few times a week. So but yeah, I'm not going to be too precious about what I eat for the next week or so. It's if I'm eating carbs after 5, so what? So be it. I made a beautiful salmon curry tonight, but it was only like a serving for one. But there's so much. I've got so much freezer surprise food, and I've always got fresh veggies. I should have bought some more on the way home, but I'll do that tomorrow. Driving lives are fun, but salmon curry, it's beautiful. So you do the salmon whole, but then you put a curry sauce around it and do some fresh green veggies, like some green beans. Sometimes I just do peas, whatever works. It's really good. I'll do one on my channel soon because I've got one that is a curry, but it's full of flavour, but not crazy spicy. But it's full of flavour because it's got a heap of different herbs. It's really yummy. Like rather than using spices to make the sort of curry base, it's a herb-based one, and it's really I love fish curries, and yeah, salmon curries are really beautiful. So I'll make a note. Jojo, just in time for me to pull in my street, and yeah, I won't hang around because I want to go in and see my little girl who's been home alone all day. She's not liking me doing this work thing, but within a couple of months, she'll get used to knowing that there's a couple of days a week or 3 days a week that I'm not around during the day. She still gets me at the moment for 5 days. And even when I go up to 3 days, she's going to have me for 4. Like, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good wicket, you know. It is a nice commute. And yeah, I left town. So it's about an hour to get home um, during the week when it's not school holidays, and just over an hour to get in the morning. So that's good to know. You get to do the weird reversing down the steep driveway and then into the carport. Precision driving going on here. My work car that I don't have anymore had a reversing mirror. This one doesn't. And I still nailed it. Hey guys, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm doing okay, Jojo. I'm kind of in that, you know, mode of helping organise a funeral and writing a eulogy. But I think when it's all over, I'll probably collapse in a heap. That's why my one of the partners at the firm that I'm working for was like, take Tuesday off next week so you can have a day after the funeral just to regroup like a pro. I know, Easy Money, you impressed? You impressed? You want to say hi to Biscuit? Another day. I like to get into the house. I mean, you know, I might walk in and she's done a massive turd in the, not that she ever has, but I don't want to walk in and there's like a biscuit poop or a spew or something on the rug as soon as I walk through, and you're like, oh my God, her house is gross. She's got a cat puke on the thing. But thanks for hanging out with me, Groovers. Hugs for all of you too. Take care, and thank you for your really nice comments about enjoying the drive and everything. That's really lovely. I love you guys, but remember, we didn't even talk about it. No receipts, didn't happen. Love you, Groovers. Talk to you again very soon. Bye for now. Stay groovy. Love you.